What can you hear? The fan, sound of my voice, creaky floor. You're breathing the person next to you. What can you feel? Not like emotionally, but with your sense of touch. You feel your feet against the floor. Really bring your awareness to that. Your butt against the seat. Whatever you're holding. And open your eyes and look around. Take in the physical properties of the room. Isolate your sort of awareness to the shape of things and the color of things and the texture of things. All these simple arisings that we take for granted. This is your upper right dimension. Very real. You can talk about it. You can put any hundreds of different synonyms up in that quadrant, but this is it right here, right now. It's not more complex than this. So it changes depending on where you go and what upper right happens to be arising, but this is it. Okay. Moving to the lower quadrants, it gets a little more difficult. Again, locating them in your awareness. Okay? But we just shared some space together as we started the seminar. Okay? Talking about our intentions, our reasons for being here. So recall, and if anyone would like to share, please feel free. What were some of the places of resonance, of agreement? This earlier in the circle. You guys were listening to each other?
The hugging.
The what?
Hugging.
Hugging? Yeah. There was locate that for me in like an interior sense. There was an emotion in people to engage in physical touch of some kind. Correct? Yeah. So there's feel the draw to that. Or maybe you didn't, and that's fine too. What else? I saw a lot of felt a lot of resonating excitement, just general excitement, the energy of people's voices and what they said. Yeah. What else were the places of resonance?
Open
Do you guys
heart.
not like each other? Are you tired?
Open heart.
Open heart. There's a lot of that. Especially when I don't know everyone's names yet. It was you, wasn't it? You were sitting over there, and you stopped. And before you talked, you like took in the energy. Did you guys feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what I'm talking about? And it was like you sent like a it's giving me goosebumps just thinking about it. You sent like a shockwave like through the circle, and everyone kind of took in that energy wave with you. I mean, that's Clint's version of it. But that sort of thing, again, point to that. You know, it's kind of all over. That sort of phenomenon is your lower left dimension. It's our collective interior. Our shared feelings, our shared emotions, our shared places of resonance, or of dissonance, or of misunderstanding. I mean, we could be in a heated argument, and the only damn thing we agree about is that we're hating each other right now. Hey, resonance. There's a we. We doesn't like each other very much, but it's a we nonetheless. It's just your shared intersection with another person's interior. Okay. Again, no simple location. You can't point to it. Point to our friendship. Again, the litmus test. Now, if we go back to what Colin offered, hugging. Now, you could point to hugging, right? If you were hugging right now, you could point to that. So, interesting thing about the quadrants, what Colin's bringing up here, is that they tetra arise. Tetra meaning four, arise together, simultaneously. We can take our awareness and we can look at each one in turn. We can isolate, and dissect, and take apart, and whatnot. But in every moment, they're arising as a radiant display of the cosmos, unfractured in one moment, and then fractured into these four dimensions through our awareness in another moment, but simultaneously birthing and rebirthing. And the example of hugging shows us the intersection between the lower left and the lower right, or not the intersection, excuse me, the co-arising. So that movement towards hugging in the group was an observable behavior that was shared, lower right, which had associated emotion or energetic draw, lower left. So again, lower right, shared intersections in a physical sense. So it's systems, society, where lower left would be culture. It's shared behavior, rather than shared feelings. That's the quadrants. All right, we'll test on this one, because the lower right trips people up. What, name out loud, share with the group, an aspect of your lower right quadrant dimension arising right now. Just shout it out. It's funny, I'm putting you on the spot for a reason, because even though this is one of the things that we can point to, it's hard to locate. Hey, there you go. Perfect. It's so subtle, right? So he said, we're all looking. I'm just going to bring this up here. Keep walking away. Can we grab some more? I think there's a 3 we're all looking at the screen. It's beautifully subtle, right? Look into that. So yes, you're observing the behavior of the group, but why? What's behind it? The cultural and social conventions so deeply embedded in the fact that
we all sign when you speak.
Yeah, that one too. I was gonna get you guys. This is funny. I usually do this whole point to the lower right. Everyone's like, huh? And then they throw out some stuff, and I'm like, no. And then I have my 2 examples. I'm like a broken record. You saw the video. It's like whoever said that. Yeah. 2 examples. I used them in that video. I'm pretty sure. Shared behavior of groups sitting in these chairs, because there's always like a presentation like this, and the speech one. So let's look at this one first. What I'm trying to point at here is not like, hey, we're all sitting in chairs looking forward. Isn't that cool, lower right quadrant? It's kind of a stupid example. What I'm pointing at is, when you came into the room, did you have to confront, coming through the door, oh my God, the chairs are in a different location than they were before. It was cushions in a circle, and now there are these red things, and what do I do? I'm so confused, and I don't understand. What do they want from me? I paid my money, and now they're influencing my behavior with these chairs, and right? Come on, I'm trying to be stupid on it for a reason. You think you're like, this is so stupid.
I'm enjoying it.
So, here's what I'm pointing out. Okay, so let me contextualize this differently. A lot of the people who teach this stuff will come up here and say, the lower right quadrant concerns the system intersections, sustainability initiatives, and global climate change bullshit, and try to teach the lower right quadrant this system of gigantic magnitude. That is society, climate change, sustainability, and on. There's lower right dimensions to that, of course, but at that magnitude, it's, for me, in my experience, it's more about the math. We can put 150 synonyms. I can analyze you guys through the lower right quadrant at any issue you want to throw up here. It's cognitive, right? What I'm asking is, in the moment right now, boom, it's your behavior. We're all looking forward. Are you aware of the lower right quadrant dimension? So the idea is, how socially ingrained, culturally ingrained we are as human beings is what I'm pointing to with the chair thing. Because you didn't walk in here and have any sort of dissonance with what to do in the setup. You've been there, you've done that. Literally, you've been in a presentation before. You know what this means. You know what we're going to do. We're up here, right? So I've done experiments. So I should have done this. This would have been fun. Have the first row of chairs turned backwards, and me sitting in the front of the room facing the screen myself. Then people stop and are like, what am I supposed to do? This is a little weird. Again, it's one of those whole things you start bucking the social norms, which you're taking for granted. Then your lower right quadrant dimension shows up. Ooh, imagine that. What we're doing is training your muscles in the simplest sense. All right?
But I'm a bit confused about lower left and lower right then. The picture that comes to my mind is when our toilets sometimes have a picture when there are many refugees from Africa that they are not supposed to sit with their feet upon the toilet. So it's also lower left because the chair we use to sit on. It's a cultural part that we sit on it.
Mm-hmm. What you're pointing to is the co-arising of the quadrants.
Yeah.
They really are inseparable, which is what you're grappling with that beautiful example. And oftentimes an awareness with complexity